The pandemic has upended HR's priorities, and this couldn't be a better time to be working as a reporter covering HR tech. That's what I do. My name is Patrick Thibodeau. I'm a reporter at TechTarget. And one of the things that I'm reporting on this week is SuccessFactors annual conference. I'm going to have a story and link above and link below, easy to find. So I hope you click on it. With me today is Trevor White. He's an analyst at Nucleus Research and an expert at HR tech. And we're going to talk about some of the pressures that a company like SuccessFactors is facing. So, Trevor, thanks for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me, Pat.
Considering the pandemic-related changes in the workforce, especially the high turnover rates and the shift to hybrid and remote work, what are SuccessFactors customers likely to be expecting from this company?
Great question, Pat. I think there's going to be three main things. The first two are going to be around talent. So looking externally, what kind of passive recruiting can I bring in? How am I managing my talent flow? How can I integrate the various ATS point systems into my overall HR experience to really make sure that it's a seamless experience for the customer and for the organization? Additionally, how can I leverage the talent that I already have within my organization to try and fill some of those gaps without having to look for new folks? And that can be everything from internal marketplaces to trying to upskill employees to certify them on skills that they might have outside of their organization experience already. And then the third is going to really be around managing the hybrid experience. So scheduling things like hot desking, making sure that the remote experience for things like onboarding is just as seamless and is encouraging a corporate culture that we would have seen with more traditional in-person work experience.
Great answers, but let me just ask you one follow-up. In terms of leveraging talent, why is that very important in this high turnover?
Part of the problem is being able to fill jobs right now. It's taking a long time to do, and frankly, folks are struggling. So if I can take the talent that I already have within my organization and get them to fill in gaps, at least on the short term, I can fill in a lot of those issues without having to, for instance, bring in external consultants or frankly, just let projects die.
All right, great. Another question. HR departments seem a lot more interested in experimentation, especially if there's automation involved. The VC investment has been, by most accounts, through the roof this year. What does this mean for SuccessFactors? Does this investment in VC tech create new challenges for this firm?
Yeah, so I think the first thing that's going to do is make acquisitions more expensive, right? As valuations go up, it's going to cost more for folks like SuccessFactors, some of the other big players to buy into new features and new areas in the market. I think the other thing we're seeing is a lot more point solutions, particularly around recruiting and coaching. So again, two themes that we talked about in our first question. And whereas in the rest of the SaaS market, we've seen a move away from point solutions, there's been a real expansion within HCM. And I think part of that has to do with the free-flowing VC money. Folks are more willing to invest in things like coaching and things like recruiting and tracking that feed into your ATS system. And with that, we're seeing a lot more expansion. And for larger vendors, it's requiring them to really update their systems to make sure that they can integrate everything.
Does this force SuccessFactors, and for that matter, all the major HR vendors, to speed up their pace of development?
Oh, absolutely. Because again, even if they're not doing the R&D themselves, even if they're going out and acquiring products, they're still having to make sure that it's being integrated into the system, that there isn't a big gap when moving data or moving candidates through the life cycle. Folks don't tolerate that anymore. Gone are the days of having a bunch of disparate systems that you're pulling data from to a central place. They want that all automated, and that requires work on the larger vendors' parts.